morning and welcome back to the woods, and in today's video I'm going to be looking at one of my grail knives, a knife that I've been drooling over for a very long time. The Fallkniven Idun Cowry X Damascus. Now this isn't a review, this is just me playing with a knife that I absolutely love. I'm going to make one thing clear, this is not my knife. A friend of mine has lent it to me. It's never been used and he's told me, enjoy yourself, do whatever you want with it. Now I've already reviewed the standard version of this about 2 years ago, and I battened with it, I did most things with it, and it was plenty strong enough. So if this is built the same, and there's no reason why it isn't, it'll take quite a bit of abuse. So all I'm going to do with it today, I'm going to do a bit of battening, I'm going to make some feather sticks and a little bit of carving. So I'm just taking you along for the ride. Watch me playing with a £1,400 knife. This is beautiful. One thing I got to add though, the sheath I'm using today is not the standard sheath. This is the sheath that my other one lives in. This is a Cold Country Custom sheath which I had off Toby Hobby. Yes, I know I can make my own, but I can't remember why, but I have this aftermarket sheath from Toby and it'll fit on my Castrum dangler. The sheath that comes with this knife I really don't like. It's built like a brick and it's just not very nice, so I thought I'll shove it in my sheath for today. Right, well, I'm going to buck up a little bit of wood now with my silky Zubat and do a bit of battening. Well, that's the soft stuff with some knots battened through. See, no edge damage. Now the other piece is tougher stuff. Well, it was not free, so that was pretty easy. That just flew through. Yes, it's a good battener. convex grains usually are. And unlike the more utilitarian convex grains, like on the X series, Fallknivens, this is a full convex, not a sabre vex. Hunting knife, yes. Bushcraft knife, we'll see. Stick shaving time. I picked 3 out of the splits. Now I'll be honest though, I can't tell what wood this is. I couldn't tell from the bark. I haven't got a clue what it is. It might be beech, which is absolutely terrible for shaving sticks, for feather sticks, but I'll give it a go. Also got a nice piece of spruce here. Check the edge. Still fine. I'd be immensely disappointed if it had chipped after doing that little bit of barking in, let me tell you. Well, she bites in, but I knew that anyway because of the grind. Never going to get super fine curls with that grind anyway. But it glides through the wood, it just doesn't make them feather sticking curls like a Scandi would. Try a different piece of wood. Now all is not lost, because you make enough for them, cut them off, put the ends together, say make about 4 of them, that will light to the ferro rod. And I'm going to do that. And make a few more. Piece of cake, absolute piece of cake. Different technique than I usually use, but a piece of cake, can't fault it. And this wood wasn't even particularly good. It feels a tiny bit damp. As the old saying goes, there's more than one ways to shave a stick. Now I'm going to try it on that nice piece, a nice piece of spruce. Quick tip, just in case you didn't catch me saying this before, when you're going to split something down by hand, go with the grain. Wind has decided to change direction. I've smoked out. well, it will not shave like a Scandi, but then it's meant to be a hunting knife, so what do you expect? You know, that will light with the ferro rod, no problem at all, but it's a lot more work with this grind than with the Scandi grind. And one failing this knife does have, and I said this with the other one, the handle is just too slim for prolonged use, and it is quite slippery. Gotta be honest, as much as I love this knife, it does need a bigger handle, and the gentleman that lent this knife to me said exactly the same thing. I don't know why Fallkniven do it with their skinny handles. I really don't. It's not so bad with the X series because they're flat and they're quite rough, and they're not too bad, although I didn't like the S1X with that handle. I had to change the handle on it or I'd never use it again. The A and the F, I'm leaving them on. There's nothing wrong with them. I do find as well, when I'm doing controlled curls, I can actually feel the ridges in the Damascus. It's not a problem, but you can actually feel them on the wood. Might as well light this up then. I'll go with this ferro rod this time, and I'll try the tip Kohanski method. Shit, fucking off. That worked just fine as well. So I would give the spine on this a 9 out of 10. I'd give the grind, no, I can't rate the grind, that's not fair because it's not meant to shave sticks. I just made another feather stick. And what I find with this knife is you've really got to slow down. You can't just bash through to make fine curls. You've got to go slow. And the problem with that is because the handle is thin, it's giving a bit of fatigue. Yes, making this sort of feather sticks with that knife is a no-go. Far too much fatigue on the hand and the forearms because you're gripping so hard on a thin handle. But doing it the other way, making, I don't know, 10-15 shavings, knocking it off and having a little pile of them work just fine. So just change your tactics if you prefer to use that kind of grind. I'm going to do a little bit of carving now. Yes, this is coming out again, and I'm going to put another notch in this. Piece of cake, no problem at all. That thin grind is just biting in, absolute dawdle, can't fault it. I think out of the three knives, the Mitchell, the Castrom and the Fallkniven, this is definitely the easiest one to carve a notch with because of that thin grind. Well, that's an igniter stick shaved, and putting very little pressure on that, that'll 100% light. I am finding though, whereas I normally bring the knife down and go from there to there, I'm finding it easier to come at a slight angle and to go from the front down the back. Don't know why, just seems to be working better that way. To conclude, I love this knife. Looks absolutely stunning. One thing though, it didn't arrive stupidly sharp. It shaves, but it's not ridiculously sharp. But that's fine, I'm cool with that. I'm sure a couple of minutes of strop in the living daylights out of it would get the edge a little bit better, but that's a no-brainer. That's something we all do anyway. Handle's a bit on the slim side for prolonged use. Cuts like a dream. It battens really well. And one thing this will definitely do better than a Scandi grind is cross grain battening, which I didn't do today, and I wasn't going to do with it anyway. But I know it would be excellent for that. Lovely knife, love it. And if I ever get the opportunity to buy a second hand one, because I'm not spending £1,400 on a new one, I will buy one, definitely. As I said earlier, don't like the sheath. Sheath is horrible. If I had one of these, it would go in this sheath, or I'd make another one. I just don't like it. It's an ugly brick of a thing. Yeah, this knife works great. Adjust your technique a bit, your shaving technique, and it's smashing. But handle needs to be bulked up. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative and entertaining. I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, and I certainly appreciate a thumbs up. Until the next time, ta-ra. Good morning and welcome back to the woods, and in this video I'm going to be looking at start this again, shit. I'm sure 10 minutes of strop in the living daylights out of it would probably, no, 10 minutes a bit long, start that again. So I wouldn't expect to make 4 of them in a hurry, because it is giving your hand and your forearm fatigue gripping so hard. So just change the way you do it. Do them fucking, I don't fucking know what I'm fucking on about. Right, start that again.